Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Few managers in football history delivered a verbal jab quite like Sir Alex Ferguson, and even fewer players wore it as well as Paul Ince. Back in 1998, during a heated pre-match talk ahead of Manchester United's clash with Liverpool, the legendary boss labelled his former midfielder a fucking big-time Charlie, a comment captured on camera and etched into Premier League folklore. Decades later, what might have been a career-defining insult has aged into a moment of reflection, mutual respect and even friendship. Ince, who once starred for both United and Liverpool, now chuckles at the remark, admitting, "Am I a big-time Charlie? Probably, yeah." But it never broke the bond between the fiery midfielder and the iconic Scot. If anything, it revealed the intensity of their shared football DNA. Today, the two men still lock horns, albeit over snooker, not silverware, proving that behind the legendary rants and rivalries, real relationships endure. Sir Alex Ferguson's barbs were notorious for their sting and their ability to stick, just ask former Manchester United midfielder Paul Ince. Back in April 1998, ahead of a Premier League showdown with Liverpool, Sir Alex was dishing out his tactical wisdom. His focus sharpened on the Red Star and ex-United ace Ince, who had made the switch from Inter Milan the previous summer. Ferguson's voice rose, not quite to the decibel-shattering heights of his infamous hairdryer rants, but enough to command undivided attention. It was during this team talk, famously captured by cameras for the Granada documentary The Alex Ferguson Story, that he unleashed an iconic put-down of the ex-England international. "If he tries to bully you, he will fucking enjoy it. Don't ever let him bully you." "Right!" bellowed the Scot, his words immortalised by the lens. "You just make sure you are ready for him. That's all you need to worry about. He's a fucking big-time Charlie." Those four words encapsulated Ferguson's disdain for oversized egos within the squad. By 2008, the legendary manager expressed regret over those remarks, labelling them a mistake and vowing to keep cameras away from his motivational speeches henceforth. In a candid chat with the Manchester Evening News, Ince, while representing Bet365, agreed with his former manager and now close friend. He said, "Am I a big-time Charlie? Probably, yeah. I played for the biggest clubs in the world. You've got to have that kind of arrogance, not to the extent people don't like you. But you've got to have some kind of big-time mindset to play for the biggest clubs in the world." In a way, he was right, but it's nothing that was ever going to affect me because I know how close we were. A decade on from Fergie putting his words out there for all to see, Ince was managing Blackburn Rovers against his old boss. Reflecting on the past remarks before the game, Ferguson said, "I regret saying that. That was a mistake. We let a camera into our dressing room, which we had never done before, and it won't happen again. It wasn't a personality issue with Paul. With Paul, you could not have a honeymoon all the time because he was such a volatile character, but he never let us down." Revisiting the legendary manager's moment of remorse, an event rarely witnessed during or after his illustrious career, Ince said, "Listen, people seem to have the impression that me and Sir Alex Ferguson never got on. I used to speak to him all the time, and when I was managing Blackburn Rovers, I was on the phone to him all the time. When he said it, I was playing for Liverpool, and really I think he was trying to wind up the likes of Roy Keane and say, 'Oh, Ince, he's just a big-time Charlie,' and all this type of stuff. Things like that didn't affect me. Maybe it would with players from today, but not Paul Ince back in my time. The fact that he regretted saying it was neither here nor there. The comment did not affect our friendship." Today, the ex-United manager and the former midfielder enjoy a bond that withstands the test of time and competition. That does not mean they have stopped competing against each other, though. "I will always go to his house and play snooker and kick his ache, and I will always pick my phone up to ring him," Ince added with a chuckle, highlighting the strong relationship that spans over 3 decades. Paul Ince was speaking on behalf of Bet365, the official global partner of the UEFA Champions League. Bet365 have given away more than 3,000 UEFA Champions League tickets to fans this season, including the semi-finals and final. Full terms and conditions apply. Gamble responsibly. Full interview can be found at Bet365 News. Manchester United's pursuit of Victor Gyökeres has been quietly reignited, and this time the stars might be aligning in their favour. Once seen as outsiders in the race, the Red Devils now find themselves with a real shot at landing the prolific Sporting CP striker, thanks to Arsenal's pivot toward Benjamin Šeško and the disappearance of earlier transfer roadblocks. With 97 goals in 102 games, Gyökeres has proven he's not just another name on the market, he's the statement striker United desperately need. And at 60 million, the potential deal feels like a bargain compared to last summer's 72 million outlay on Rasmus Højlund. But there's a catch. Gyökeres is expected to demand upwards of £250,000 a week, wages that could test Sir Jim Ratcliffe's financial restraint under PSR pressures. Still, with multiple exits looming and their attacking line ripe for reshaping, this could be United's moment to strike. The road is clearer than it's been in months, but the price of this ambition will be steep and the consequences massive. Manchester United's hopes of signing Victor Gyökeres have been given a major boost after a key obstacle quietly disappeared. The club were thought to be outsiders in the race for Gyökeres' signature, with Arsenal leading the pack for some time. But it appears the Swedish goal machine is now open to joining the Red Devils, despite the fact that they won't be playing Champions League football next season. No formal talks have been held between United and Sporting CP, but a reunion with Ruben Amorim now looks a genuine possibility, particularly with Arsenal focusing on a deal to sign RB Leipzig striker Benjamin Sesko. Gyökeres was heavily linked with a move to Old Trafford in January, despite Amorim promising not to raid his old club for talent during the winter window. The Portuguese coach was as good as his word, but made no such promise about the summer transfer window. Gyökeres, who turned 27 on Wednesday, is reportedly available for around 60 million of fees, and significantly lower than the £85 release clause in his contract. Given that United spent £72 on Rasmus Højlund in 2023, that asking price may feel like a bargain. However, agent fees and Gyökeres' wage demands will need to be taken into account as well. The striker has scored an astonishing 97 goals in 102 games for Sporting, and despite currently earning just £39,000 per week at the Estadio José Alvalade, he is expected to seek a salary exceeding £250,000 per week. Only 5 current United players earn weekly wages of £250,000 or more. Of those 3, Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho and Casemiro are likely to leave this summer, while the remaining 2, Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount, have also been linked with exits. With Sir Jim Ratcliffe aiming to rein in spending amid ongoing PSR concerns, United may hesitate to meet Gyökeres' hefty demands. However, the chance to sign a striker of his calibre, especially with limited competition, could prove too tempting to ignore and a gamble worth taking. Top European sides, such as Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich and Manchester City, already have world-class centre-forwards in place, while United's other Premier League rivals appear to be pursuing other options. Chelsea recently beat United to the signing of Ipswich striker Liam Delap, and although they remain in the market for another forward, Hugo Ekitike appears to be their primary target. Liverpool are reportedly eyeing the Eintracht Frankfurt star as well, potentially viewing him as a replacement for Darwin Núñez, who is expected to leave Anfield this summer. The Red Devils have already spent £62.5 million on Matthias Cunha and are looking to seal a similarly priced deal for Brentford's Brian Mbeumo. However, with several departures anticipated across United's forward line this summer, there is room both in the squad and on the wage bill for further additions. Gyökeres could prove to be the ultimate statement, signing one capable of firing United back up the table following a truly dismal season. But as with so many things at Old Trafford these days, any move will require walking a financial tightrope. Whether it pays off or backfires, the consequences will be significant and unavoidable.